Good morning, everyone. Hope you're having a good day. I have been back home since the 1st of August. It's been about 3 weeks, maybe right before the 1st. The 1st was on a Tuesday, and I got released a week before that. And I would have had an appointment with my doctor before August, on the Thursday after the Tuesday I was released, except for my mom had appointments that day, and I had to reschedule it. So I had my regular doctor checkup after getting out of rehab. Yay! My sugars are down, A1C is down below 8. And I don't have enough to have another appointment for my A1C appointment until October. That's good. Okay, and my x-rays were looking good enough to where the first one, which was held in middle of July, it was full weight bearing. It had healed. I had a roommate in rehab, so I wasn't really feeling like I could make videos. And while I was in rehab, I finished the dolphin. So, in the dolphin, I decided, number one, the fin, I didn't put him far enough. He needs to come up a little sooner, a little further. The body's okay. The nose is not. I saw where they can get rid of these fuzzy things, but I don't know if I want to try it because you use a flame. I don't want to try messing with a flame. So anyway, he turned out okay, other than the beak needed to be smaller. And at that point, I decided I was going to draw. So I drew instead of drawing because Mom didn't have to bring things back and forth other than initially bringing me my art supplies, my colored pencils. The middle, I had 3 sets of colored pencils. One has over about 150 or just under it in it. It used to be 120, but I've got some shorter enough to where I can add the extra colors that had come out. And so it has a lot in it. One has 48 in it. And the one I had with me at the time only had 12. So I had Mom bring the 48 because the thought of what would happen if I dropped the set of 120 plus. I was like, ew. Anyway, so, and my health is doing good. I probably can start using the cane, but I'm going to wait till after my next doctor checkup, x-ray, on the 30th before I totally ditch the walker inside the house. And I did not have home therapy after I came home because, well, they scheduled it. It fell through. The people they scheduled it with didn't have enough staff, so no home therapy. I asked my doctor about that, and she hasn't done anything, so she's scheduled a bone density test on the 13th of September, and I have a nail trim on the 31st, and the x-ray for that would be on the 30th. So that's in a couple of weeks. What is today, the 20-something? Or the, 20th? 19th? No, 20th. Friday was the 18th. My niece Stephanie would have been induced to have her baby, but he flipped, and they scheduled a C-section for Monday, and she did her pre-op, and he flipped again, and they rescheduled the induction. I don't know what date the induction is for. I don't know, maybe it's Monday. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm going to have another great nephew any day now, and his name is Walton. And her other son, Beckley, is 2.5. For them, I will be making sewing teddy bears. I sewed teddy bears for all the others, and these two haven't gotten one yet. So I'll make them teddy bears. Because on the other hand, first of all, I got back into crocheting after stopping the dolphin in rehab and going to art. And my great niece wanted me to help her make a dobby. she was given a kit for Harry Potter. And so I started with a Dobby. Mine is a little further than hers, but I'm waiting until she's ready to try again because she wanted to learn how to crochet, starting with amigurumi. No, you start with simple chain and single crochet back and forth. That's the best way. Now, there are some patterns that are easy. There are some patterns that are hard. And there's some patterns where you want to say bad words. Even though you're enjoying making it and you don't regret making it, it's just sometimes the patterns, they give you the instructions. This is what Harry Potter one. It tells you the abbreviations, but then they don't use the abbreviations. And so does this book that my friend Jenny gave me. My sister Callie purposely bought me peach yarn so I can make this. Lo and behold, did I realize that maybe it would take a whole skein of yarn to make one doll. I'm going to use multicolored yarn on the dresses instead of what's in the pattern. I don't know yet which one, whether it's this one or a different dress. I don't know which dress. There's clothes that is separate. The basic doll is what I'm starting with. And so I have started the basic doll. The directions didn't tell you to do back loop on these for eyes, for where you're going to put the eyes or where you're going to put the ears. But I thought that would make it easier on myself if I had something to latch onto when I get to that area. Because you do get to that area where you sew on the eyes. So these are not going to stay in there. I just have them until I'm ready to do that part. There's a little nose that you crochet into it. It's not sewn on. And I'm getting ready to start down on the body. Now the head goes to 60 and the body goes to only 40. But it gives room for the arms to be added. Yes, the thumb's going to be another one that's going to be. But once I figure it out, I'll be okay. Once I figured out the nose, I had to take out 6 stitches because I didn't really know where the eyes were going to go. It doesn't tell you where to put the eyes. So in my changing of the pattern to make front loops available, I stuck them on the back of the head because I didn't understand placement of the nose and stuff until I got to that point. So I had to take out 6 rounds and redo them all. And then I got to the nose. And it wasn't too bad. I think that on the initial stage of the nose I got around and there was one little, I needed to adjust it just by 1 stitch and think I actually made the single stitch and did the rest of it according to the directions and simply moved my starting marker. I don't know if that's because I had placed the starting marker in the wrong spot or if it just needed an adjustment. But I made the adjustment. And so now I am ready to come down for the body. I've got 18 rounds to go on the body before it starts decreasing. So the body's going to be a lot smaller. The arms look long. The thumb is what I am not sure of right now. The thumb is like, I don't know. I will work on it when I get to there. I'll figure it out because sometimes the language is like tells you to do 2 single crochets in the next, and then sometimes it's 2 in 1 in the next. It's not consistent. This book is not consistent with the increases and decreases, and actually with the decrease. And then sometimes it tells you to skip instead of decrease, and I'm like, no, I'm going to decrease instead of skipping. Because in my mind, less holes. And I don't like holes. I do not like holes in my work. Not at all. So, therefore, I'm going to make it to where there are no holes. I don't think it will be as important when I'm working on the clothes. But the clothes should be removable. I don't know if it takes snaps. If it does, I don't have that. If it takes buttons, I got that. If it just makes you tie it, I got that, but I think a button would probably be what they would go with. Might be better to do a button. I could figure out how to make it a button. I can do that, but that's down the road. And by the way, if this is shaking, it's because we have the air conditioner unit still in the living room, obviously, because it's still hot during the day. I haven't turned it on yet, not till after my video. And the chair arm was a little low, and I didn't like that you were seeing my chin part there. I have lost weight. When in 2020 I was fatter, I was a lot fatter, and I had started losing weight, and to the point that I wasn't really doing anything to lose weight. So they made me get a colonoscopy in December of 21. I fell outside the colonoscopy thing, and then the following year in 2022, I fell and fell and fell and fell. Broke my ankle in 2022. This time, it was my hip. The doctor thinks that I have osteoporosis, so she said I had osteoporosis just because of the way I fell. But I want that. I want the exam. I want the bone density exam that shows the proof of it. That way that when I think I will be applying for disability, especially if I have osteoporosis. But anyway, I am on a long-term plan for state Medicaid now, since I broke my hip. And having state Medicaid helped me be in rehab. And been in rehab and only allowed toe touching for the first 5 weeks, really. 6 weeks. 6 weeks. Yeah, no. When I was past the 6-week mark of having broken my hip, I had not had my x-rays, and I wasn't allowed to do any more than toe touch until after my x-rays. And my x-rays were good. I was told full weight bearing, which was good. I was, yay! And then I got to use the bike they had. I hadn't been allowed to use the bike because I was putting too much weight on the broken leg. On the broken hip leg. And apparently I broke it right in the ball joint in the femur. Right really close to that. And I am now, it is still a little hard to put socks on. I do have a sock aid, but I stopped using that. I can put the socks on without the socks aid, but it's painful to do so. And putting clothes on is easy. Getting dressed and getting changed is okay. I don't have any problem with that. Putting my shoes on is a little harder. I have to put the shoe wide open and stick my foot into it from the ground on the bad leg one, and then get it up on my knee and reach for that tie, and that's painful doing that, and then tie it. It does hurt when I put my shoes on. I need shoes that don't have ties, that's not the same as what I had before where I just slip them on. I don't know where those went to when I broke my ankle. I don't know what Mom did with them. They're gone, I guess. I need some new shoes that are not an inch so thick. I need something that's not as thick, that don't add that much height to me. Because the shoes I have now are Skechers, and they add a height, 1 inch of height to me. Make me taller. But it's harder to get up and down with the shoes on than it is without the shoes on. Oh well. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna work out. And I'm back to crocheting. And I've ordered some new yarn because I've decided to make 4 dolls for crochet. And this here is going to take up the entire skein. Or almost. And I had just this one color of that. So, and I want to do the multicolored. I want to use the ice cream yarn, Nine Brands ice cream yarn, to make the dresses. Now, I ordered some more peach yarn. Sorry, I got you stacked on top of a bag of stuffing on top of the arm to get the right height. Yeah. Anyway, so I ordered Bernat Baby yarn. It's backwards because this mirrors. Ordered 2 of these. You're moving again. Sorry. I've got the other ones moved out of the way now, so no more 2 batch. This bunny tracks. I haven't decided who's going to get this one, but I like this one. There's a blue one that's called Blueberry that Mom took mine, used it, and when I got out of rehab, we went to the store, Joann's, on that first Sunday after I was, the second Sunday after I was back. Yeah, I know, the first Sunday before I had my doctor appointment. And we went to Joann's, and I was able to go into Joann's and look with her, and without sitting down. And then I had to go back out to the car because by that time I was tired and I didn't want to have to sit down in it, and I wanted to sit down in the car. But I was not as tired as I had been before when I would go shopping. And then I ordered a strawberry one. This one was only available to be shipped, so I had all of these shipped. And it came a day early. Well, it was due to come on Monday, and it came yesterday. Today I'm supposed to have something delivered. I bought some silicone beads, about 15 millimeter silicone beads, and to put on some crochet hooks that I used in the past that are just the skinny middle ones. Well, this one is not mine, but a crochet hook like that, I'm going to put the silicone beads on them to give it ergonomic handle. And those are due to come today, but I don't know. They didn't ship it until Friday, and checking it yesterday, it looked like it wasn't even in the state of North Carolina, so I didn't think it would be here today. So I don't know if it'll be here today or not. If it's not here today, that's okay. It'll be late, but better late than not at all. So it's on its way. While I was in rehab, I also ordered something that came early. I ordered some more of the circular Bluetooth bone conducting. That's the word, bone conducting. It actually sits over top of your ear and it goes around. It's like a C shape. It goes over your ear and around, and you charge it using the Kindle charger. They have smaller ones, but Kindle chargers have a longer cord, so I used to use those. The same type of end piece. You can charge it with them. So I ordered a couple more because I was enjoying listening to my books while I was in rehab. I could do that silently, and I actually figured out how to get it to work on this Chromebook. And that I just had to be careful and turn the Bluetooth off on my Kindle in order to not mess everything up on my Chromebook. It was tricky, but I did it because I wanted to listen to my stuff and not disturb my roommate. Now, the place I was at is a place that has rehab and residents, and my roommate was a resident, and so for the residents who have roommates, they're given a rehabber who is temporary. And I did meet somebody while I was in rehab that was had known me on Facebook before, and I didn't realize it, and had asked about my art before in the past, and until I looked him up on Facebook, I didn't realize that I had known him already. And I don't think he recognized me because I had lost a lot of weight. So we were talking, and before, and during one point of talking after this, he held my hand, but this was before he held my hand. He was like, "Do you have a sister who makes soaps and does art?" And I was thinking, no, but that's me. And so he knew me, and I didn't click it then. I didn't find out his name till later. And then his family's also originally from Kentucky, like mine is. And so he held my hand, and we talked. And then he kissed my cheek later on, at one point. And we talked. And then kissed my lips, and we talked. Then I was discharged back home. So we talked one time through Facebook Messenger, and then he hasn't replied to anything else. His health is in a different matter. He had MRSA in his leg and had to have part of his leg amputated. So he is healed enough to put a prosthetic on and start getting the hang of walking with a prosthetic. So his is a little bit different and a little bit longer of a rehab than mine. So I don't know. It would be nice if we could get to know each other even better. But right now I'm at home and he's in rehab. And I don't see a reason to visit rehab unless he wants me to come visit him. I don't know. He's maybe... Don't know if he would be not wanting to date because of his amputation, or if maybe he's decided that he had a mask on when I left with a cold. I don't know if he thinks I gave him a cold from that tiny little peck on the cheese. It wasn't a big kiss. It was just a tiny little peck. But I would like to get to know him better. I don't know if that's going to happen. That would be nice. But I don't know. So this is a long video. I'm sorry. I'm going to go ahead and say bye now and get off here. And I'm going to crochet some more. And I'm going to post this on YouTube. And you'll see. Bye now.